Hey everyone, welcome to this total solar eclipse Sidereal astrology forecast. This is for December 25th and 26th of 2019. All right, so a total solar eclipse in the constellation Sagittarius. If you're expecting me to say Capricorn just then, be sure to check out the link down below for more information. We are using the actual size of the constellations, which is different from mainstream astrology. All right, so solar eclipse, much like a new moon, except a very transformational part of our life journey. And in this case, new beginnings with the side of ourself that is maybe free-spirited. Sagittarius is about opening our horizons. It is about following our purpose and what that spirit for life might be guiding us towards. But with this eclipse, it is conjunct the south node, so there might be some releasing taking place, maybe some past beliefs, perspectives, which then can create, of course, that new beginning out from that. So along with this, we have a very close conjunction to Jupiter, the ruler of Sag, so maybe some opportunities emerging from what might be released with this eclipse. We have a trine up to Uranus, so maybe some new and different experiences. Great time to get outside of our comfort zone with this next lunar month and even solar year. And square up to Chiron, maybe challenging ourselves to do some healing. If anything does arise that maybe is a wound we can face or an inhibition we can face, by doing so, that could be very healing and therapeutic. All right, so let's take a look at all of this here in more detail when we return. All right, so here is the chart for the solar eclipse, which will be at 0117 Eastern Time of the Americas on December 26th. But this video will be for both the 25th and the 26th, since we will likely be feeling it both days here. All right, so time of new beginnings, very important time with these eclipses, especially these total solar eclipses. These are the new moons that happen very close to the nodes. And the nodes represent our life path, our life journey. And in this case, the south node, which could be some things rising up from the past, either past patterns, perspectives, or maybe even literally things from the past that we could be allowing to be released, right? The south node is a very spiritual time, very spiritual part of the chart, which deals with allowing things from the past to be released so that we can, in this case, have this new beginning to our life journey. Right. So in Sagittarius, this is about the side of ourself that is free-spirited. If we look at the constellation of the Centaur, this is the bottom half is the horse, the top half is the human. And so in this case, the bottom half, really good for that free-spiritedness, adventurousness, what is guiding us. You know, being a fire sign, Sagittarius is very much about listening to our instincts. Right? What inspires us? What fuels us? What is that spirit for life guiding us towards? And allowing that to, take the reins a bit, take control a bit is that side. So to listen to that fire, to that spirit, and see where things guide us. Now, Sagittarius also deals with the human, the top half, which in the constellation is the Centaur, aiming a bow and arrow. So this is the reminder of that. This is about our purpose in life. With this new beginning, maybe seeing what are some things we want to cultivate that not only give us that free-spiritedness of the horse side of it, but in this case, the purpose. From this new beginning, there could be a bit of an intuitive understanding of what our life purpose is, what is our life meaning, how can we aim towards things that we feel, again, spirited towards and commit to that, right? Really follow through with that and aim that arrow towards whatever that goal is, whatever that potential is, or inspiration, and usually dealing with something involving the future, right? With Sagittarius, it's the future beliefs, the future perspectives and potentials. So great time of sitting with this eclipse. Now, this is the lowest energy of the lunar cycle, as all new moons are, but in this case, with the south node, a very spiritual time. So I would say just really sit with the energy around these 2 days, 25th, 26th, and even going into the weekend, and see what new emerges. Also see what's being released with this, because like I said, with the south node, there can be some things from the past, perspectives in this case with Sagittarius, maybe beliefs that through that releasing, something new emerging here. So meditation's obviously very much favored during eclipse times, listening to inner guidance, being aware of the mind, see if there are any past patterns involving our thinking patterns, and not to really do anything, right? Because the South Node is more of the non-doing. It's more of the yin or receptive approach to it. Because what we'll find is that as we are aware and, again, spiritually receptive and simply allowing things to arise, that this stuff is all working its way out automatically. There's nothing to really do with the South Node as much as it's to allow this process to happen. So it's very important that we remain conscious during this process, but nothing so much to force, nothing to do, nothing to really change as much as it's allowing that to happen. So great time to sit with it. Again, very spiritual time, especially if you celebrate the holidays during this time. Really good to do this kind of reset, see what new emerges from what's being released. That could be a new perspective about life, or maybe about your life. Or maybe if it's not personal, this is a great time for philosophy, the abstract realms, right? Again, maybe just adventure, free-spirited stuff. But this could be very personal to our own life journey, since it is, again, involving the South Node with this eclipse here. So what is our own, beliefs? What are our own perspectives? And how can we be aware of some of this stuff, maybe past ones that are being released, where new ones will likely take its place? Because, of course, where there is endings, there are always new beginnings, especially with this eclipse, which is a new moon, of course, is a new beginning in and of itself. So this can be, of course, for the next lunar cycle, the next 30 days, but this is also a yearly new beginning that's taking place here as well, going into the new year. All right, so that's the most important thing here with this new moon, is the location and the fact that it's with the South Node. But of course, it's in a very close conjunction with Jupiter, which is the planet that rules Sagittarius. It is about expansion. It is about opportunities. And so there could be some new potentials, quite literally, arising from this new moon. So good to, again, be open-minded. Jupiter helps us see things from a bunch of different perspectives. And by seeing things from a bunch of different perspectives, we may see opportunities that we'd otherwise maybe not see, right? And to expand our perspective about what's possible. Because, if we limit ourselves to what's possible, obviously that's all we're going to experience ever, right? Our beliefs really do shape our reality. And what is not part of our belief system will most likely not become a reality because we don't see it as a potential. But the things we do see as a potential, these things can be possible. And so that's why Jupiter is seen as the lucky planet. It's not that Jupiter is lucky as much as it's that this side of ourselves sees things from a more broadened perspective. And that broadened perspective can create opportunities, can create new potentials, new inspirations, and again, maybe even some luck, as Jupiter is often referred to as the lucky planet. All right, but again, very spiritual time, South Node releasing, slowly seeing what new emerges as we move forward. Now, this solar eclipse will be in a trine to Uranus, which is an easier aspect here. And so there's some supportive energy with mixing things up. Could be a good time for maybe inducing some change, getting outside of our comfort zone a bit, experimenting, having new experiences, challenging our own status quo. And in Aries, this could be maybe some action, some things we can take some initiative towards, or might require some confidence or some motivation or action or initiative that could be, again, a bit outside of our comfort zone, but very supportive with this new beginning. So very nice to see the progressive planet Uranus in harmony to these new beginnings with the eclipse. Now, on a more minor note to that, we do have a square up to Chiron, who's been in Pisces for the past few years. So anything we want to do to challenge ourselves with regarding healing is just it's just another thing we can add to this new beginning. So if any wounds do arise, any inhibitions, anything that you feel like if you go into, if you something you do that's in the face of some wound or in the face of some inhibition, that by doing so can be very healing for you. Might be a bit challenging because it's a square, but you'll know that it's something positive that'll lead to some more healing or self-empowerment. That could be a really good way of working with this as well. Chiron can sometimes be physical healing if there's anything you want to challenge yourself towards that. But again, this could be very spiritual, especially with Chiron and Pisces. How can we have a more accepting approach to the life journey and these new beginnings? And that receptivity, that acceptance, that surrender of what's outside of our control could be very healing with this square to Chiron. All right, everyone. So that is the solar eclipse in a nutshell. Again, 0117 Eastern time of the Americas, if you do want to make that calculation for wherever you are in the world. But again, it will be likely both days here. As we do approach the eclipse on Thursday, good to do that reset. Again, great time of doing that anyways with the holidays if you do celebrate here around the 25th for Christmas and such. But as we approach it, just kind of letting the energies die down. Again, seeing what's being released, even afterwards, what's being released, but maybe going into the weekend, starting to implement whatever these shifts of insights will likely be. It could be just a simple new view of our own life and what inspires us. Some potentials perhaps with Jupiter, maybe a new beginning with our beliefs, our philosophies, our spirituality, our religion with Sagittarius, maybe our adventurous side with Sagittarius as well. Really, really supportive for this stuff. And even the day leading up to it, so the 25th, there could be some of that Uranus energy, good for mixing things up still a little bit, getting outside of our comfort zone. And then as we do get into the weekend, we'll have that conjunction with Jupiter and the Sun, which will be maybe when the new beginnings with the potentials could start to get activated there. All right, everyone. So I hope you all have a fantastic solar eclipse. Now down in the comment section, I will put which house this is happening specifically for your sidereal sign. You can look at that for your sun, moon, and your rising sign. I do recommend it for your rising sign if you do know your time of birth. But check that out because that'll give you a more specific look as to which area this is for you. It might be relationships, might be career, might be home, something very unique to you. All right, so everyone have a fantastic solar eclipse. Thank you so much for all of your support. And I will see you all next time for the next daily video. Take care.